Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jackblade and we're doing a tips and tricks video in Satisfactory. This is Bean, he will be supervising our efforts and we'll be specifically looking at the question, how do you blend factory edges with the map and make it look good? As in, how about not just making a straight down, like, concrete wall kind of thing? And I'm going to show two different styles, way of thinking, like methods, whatever you want to call it. They're not the only ones, of course. These are just two to help you get inspired and get a starting point. And if you like the video, remember to subscribe, actually hit the thumbs up, and turn on notifications and leave a comment. And let's get into this. And here we have the subject of today's video. This cliffside I will blend or contrast, because those are the two different styles, with the factory. And the way that we do this, or the way, two ways, blending and contrast, or hard contrast rather, to really see a difference, is you use nature and like the geography, topography here, and depending on if you want to blend or you want hard contrast, you can do it in different ways. And blending, we're starting with blending, has two rules that you need to follow. If you're new to this and don't really know, start with just following these like rigorously, and then the better you get, stop following them and see the more suggestions and just take it more and more chill, okay? So the better you get, the more of just suggestions they become. And rule number one, remove nature only if you have no other choice. So leave leaves, leave trees, leave rocks, leave animals alone. You build around them more than anything else. And then rule number two is you pick one, two, or three nature features to orient around. In this example, my imagined was this cliff, right? Then the second one is this collection of trees and bushes. And if I had kept building this water, then this would have been a part and like a water feature at the center of the factory. So let's jump on over and we'll show you what the blended style looks like. Here we go. I threw this together very quickly. So if you find any flaws, it's literally me just going, I might not have time to fix them. So I've chosen two different ways of making like curves that respect this line, right? So one of them is using this catwalk intersection, where you place one down. I'll remove this so I can show you properly. There. No, get rid of you. Well, the first one I place on this foundation, and then the second and third I place here, and then I go to, and I keep doing this around until I have the entire line that I want, and then I place and snap the foundations to that. So I take the foundations and I snap them to the catwalks, and I get exactly what I want. And on the other end, I have used road barriers, where by using the road barrier, I very easily take the road barrier and I snap it to the angle that I want. Place one. You can see that it is centered on the corner of the existing foundation. Place the second one, and then on the second one I snap it to the middle, like this. Boom, and I just make the angles that I want that way. And then underneath, I have placed these inverted ramps to create this feeling of like there is support. It is like a hefty actual building, but it accentuates, if I do this, it accentuates the cliff and the nature around it, right? I'm respecting the topography, essentially. And then on top of that, we go up here. I also put in this little bit of a nature feature where you're supposed to be able to like go down. There's a bit of a garden, can put in like lights and stuff here. You can make this a lot more, like put a lot more effort into this. And then we go over, and then I like here, these would probably go. I'm not like sure, I haven't thought that far, but I would basically go down a level so that the water comes closer to the like walking. So I'm walking like height, so I'm not like 16, 20 meters like above it when I'm doing it. So that's essentially like what I would call a blended edge to the factory. So the factory would be around, so I'd put some factory parts here, and then I would put some factory parts over here, and some over here, and some over there. But I would leave this open, I will not touch this, and I would basically use the existing feature to go in around here. Like I would continue down and continue respecting this and go around so that I have all the factory that I want, and then I would go up around here. I will probably see if I could do something with this as a finish to the factory, like an end point, and go around, come back up, and as you can see, lined up and then meet up with this end. So I would basically do that, and then I would have the same kind of style around the entire outside. And then factory inside, I would see what I could do with like the water, if I could incorporate more trees, if I could incorporate that back wall somehow. In some way, I would like to see what I could do with all those things. But essentially, this is a blended style. So the factory wouldn't actually start, until after this feature. Let's see, it would be around here. So this entire section is just the blending. And then let's look at the hard contrast. The hard contrast would basically be where nature doesn't get space, where you're using excessive detail and similar, like light or something, to pull attention to the build and away from nature. And the way that I have showcased that here is with the two rules that you should follow if you're trying to use the style and you're a complete beginner. The first rule being you use lots of details and angles to pull attention away from nature. Okay, so if we show this, you can see that there's a lot of details, a lot of visual elements, ignore the birds, that can like pull attention from you, from your brain. It goes like, ooh, stairs, oh, angles, ooh, depth, ooh, flat, ooh, like diagonals. There's a lot of that, right? Now, I still went very, very simple with it to make sure that it was fast and easy for me to build. But basically, I've used the same angle, and as you can see, compared to the first one, this one is completely different in style. And that was kind of the point, to make sure that there is like a very, very stark visual difference between if you are building the blended or if you're building the high contrast. And then when it comes to what I've done on top, it's rule number 2, which is cover up all nature or remove it. Nature doesn't have a space in this factory, right? So water here, unless there's going a water extractor in there, it has no business in your factory. You just cover that up. Trees in the way, carpet bomb that. All I'm saying. So that's essentially the difference between a blended edge to your factory and a hard contrast edge to your factory. So if you combine this with the how to not build box factories video, I'm gonna put a card up. You will definitely have a very, very good basis for how to build very good looking factories with the distinct styles. And I hope that this has inspired. I love you guys. If you like this video, show so with a thumbs up, subscription, and if you want to, head on over to Patreon or become a YouTube member. From $1 a month, you can support this channel and we can grow together and make even more cool stuff together. Ask questions, If you have ideas, put them in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!